Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited today. If you're new here, my name is Ayobami Bakari. We have been working on the Common Application series, basically our entire application to study in the United States of America as an international student and also be fully funded. So if you're new to my YouTube channel and you want to know about that, I will link the playlist for the Common App, which is basically your entire application, how to do it. Make sure to watch the videos because it's plenty. Um, this video is the beginning of a new series, our financial aid series, our funding series, basically for international students. And I'm just so excited. And thank you guys so much for your comments, for your prayers, for your best wishes. I'm so thankful and I'm just grateful for all of you, the 516 of you here. Oh my God. Like, I cannot believe it. Thank you so much, guys, for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for every single thing. Okay, I am a Nigerian, by the way, if you're new here. So in today's video, for those of you that do not know how to find out whether a school is fully funded, or you know that this school is fully funded, but you don't know which documents to submit, or you know the documents to submit, but you don't know where to get the documents from, or you don't even know how to submit the documents, we're gonna be doing all of that in today's video. I asked you guys to comment down how many videos you guys wanted a week in my last video, which was like the last video in the common application series, about like counselors and your teachers part of the common app. And some people put that they wanted 2 videos a week, which I'm going to try to work towards. So from this week on, we're going to be having 2 videos weekly, or yeah, so from November we're going to have 2 videos weekly, and I really hope the videos help you guys a lot. But this week we'll be having just 1 video, which will basically be like our introduction to financial aid, and I'm going to be using 3 schools throughout this entire process of financial aid. So make sure to definitely stay tuned. Turn on your post notification. For those of you that wanted me to review your essays, the email to do that is in the description box also. When you send me an email to review your essay, put your essay. If it is your common app essay, put common app essay, and then the prompt that you're responding to. The prompt is basically the topic that you're responding to. If it's a school specific essay or writing, please indicate the name of the school, the prompt, and the essay itself or the writing itself. If it's a writing supplement, indicate that, just so that we know what we're reviewing. And you guys have to be patient with me and my team as we review your essays. I am the one reviewing the essays, but you might not get an acknowledgement email on time. So please definitely be patient about that with the team. So let's get right into this video. I feel like I've been talking too much. So the 3 schools that I'm going to be using are Grinnell College, Davidson College, and Bucknell College. The reason being that 3 of them use 3 different um applications or forms for you guys, as for us as international students. So, and I know that you guys might come across schools like that, so that I do not have to now be like, oh, there is no CSS profile video, I have to make a new video. No, not like that. For those of you that are applying to schools with CSS profile, I already have a video on that also. So let us get right into this video. This video is basically a video that you need to listen. You might not really see me do a lot of things in this particular video, maybe by next month, by God's grace. If you don't know how to get to a school's website, this is also the time for you to learn how to do so. You're just going to search for the name of the school. How do I know that I am on a legit school's website? Firstly, you're going to see ads of, it could be of the school, it could be of anything, and you're just going to come here and make sure that the website ends in .edu. That is how to know that I am on the legit schools website for schools in the United States of America. Obviously, if it is for Canada, it's going to end in .ca. You can see that Grinnell also ends in .edu. So you can literally know a school's website even without you checking it. So this is Bucknell and this is bucknell.edu. It's basically purple on my computer because I've been here a lot. Um, so if I was to give you guys a school like Virginia Commonwealth University, please comment down the website for Virginia Commonwealth University. No expo. Yes, people also have assignments and classworks, but while this is loaded, so how do I know a school is fully funded? Most times schools will tell you that we meet the full demonstrated need of all international students of all admitted students of all students. So the clause here, or I'm going to say you need to be careful a lot in this video. So you need to be very, very careful. If a school says we meet the full demonstrated need of all students, you still want to go further and confirm if they meet for international students also, because some schools only meet the full demonstrated need for US citizens, permanent residents, and SAR students, which are basically undocumented students. Except to fall into that category, then if a school, that means that particular school doesn't offer full funding based on need. So there are three categories or different ways to be fully funded by a school. In some schools, it's very rare for you to be fully funded only on merit scholarships. Merit scholarships are basically scholarships that you get just because you've been accepted into the school. There's no separate application. So if you go to a school's website and they say that, oh, every single student we're accepting or all admitted students get up to 18,000, 25,000, that is a merit scholarship. And so for this journey of financial aid, what you want to really, really keep in mind about all of these schools is their total cost of attendance. That's what is going to determine whether a school is going to be able to fully fund you, right? So if a school's total cost of attendance, or for you as an international student and out of state student, depending on what the school uses, is what's the word, $50,000. If they say that their merit scholarship is 25,000, so you know that you need $25,000 to cover, or you need to find $25,000 to complete your total cost of attendance. Now, if a school says that they meet the full demonstrated need of all admitted students, so the kind of document you submit is now the document they will use to clarify or determine whether they want to give you that many 25,000 or they're going to give you part of it. So if they're going to meet the full demonstrated need, then that means they're going to cover the remaining 25,000. And so your entire total cost of attendance has been covered. And so you are fully funded by the school with merit plus need-based scholarships. And so that's why most schools will call it a financial aid package. And so for a lot of schools, if you're admitted or accepted today, your financial aid package will probably come in the next 2 weeks, which is why they always tell you that make sure your financial aid application comes with your application. I always tell people, if you submit your Common App today, you have 2 weeks to submit that financial aid document or those financial aid documents. So don't rush to submit your Common App if your financial aid documents are not also like ready. Like if you're just going to go and get bank statements, which will probably take you more than 3 weeks or even up to a month, depending on the country that you are in, you do not want to submit your Common App and now like be waiting, because if you apply to a school for ED now by November 15, they start giving admission decisions or releasing admission decisions basically a month after, starting December 15th. And a lot of schools that are fully funded would say that if you're accepted and this is the amount of scholarship given to you, you cannot apply for more. So if your admission is already out and you haven't submitted your financial aid documents, that is the only amount you can get in the school. You cannot apply for need-based scholarships, guys. So therefore, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna start with Grinnell College. For you to know anything regarding financial aid, funding, scholarships, all of those things, I'm gonna always go to admissions and aid for every single school. And so this is the admissions and aid tab. If you want to know the courses they offer you, you obviously go to majors or programs or schools, depending, just go to academics in each particular school. So I'm going to go to financial aid and cost of attendance, and then I'm going to go to Davidson College. Excuse me. And then I'm going to go to the menu for Davidson. Then I'm going to go to the admissions and aid. And I'm also going to let that load. And then I'm going to go over to Bucknell again. And whilst I'm in Bucknell, I'm going to do admissions and aid. And then I'm going to go to tuition fees and financial aid. And so whilst those guys are loading, as I was explaining, you can either get a merit scholarship or plus a need-based scholarship and be fully funded, while some schools have like sports scholarships available, of which you have to be recruited by the school, by the sports coach. Yeah, guys, your girl refuses to be stressed. So financial aid and cost of attendance. So I want to know my total cost of attendance when I come into Grinnell College. Why do I want to know my cost of attendance? Because I simply want to know that if a school is giving me $25,000 and their total cost of attendance is $90,000, that is not covering anything. So what you want to do is you want to look for schools that their merit scholarship are at least 50 to 60% of your total cost of attendance, so that the remaining amount you need now would be 40%, and that puts you at a better advantage to get that entire amount that you need compared to so take for example Shola has a $25,000 scholarship in a school that is 60,000, and Ayo also has a $25,000 scholarship in a school that is 60,000, right? But what they call it, Ayo was able to look for other merit scholarships on the website, and her merit scholarships increased to 40,000. So Ayo has 20K left to pay, while Shola has how much, guys? 35K to pay. Who are you going to give like the funding as an admissions officer? I'm obviously going to give that person that needs 20K. So let's say the amount of funding available is 40K, right? I obviously don't want to give that person that is looking for 35K 35 and now leave that person that is looking for 25K. Do you understand? I want to make sure that we can have as many students as possible coming to the school to study. So I want to make sure that the funding available is being given to like profitable things now, in the sense that if a school has just $50,000 to give and you are looking for 50,000 for your entire cost of attendance, and there are other 5 students that are just looking for 10,000 to complete their remaining amount, I'm obviously going to give the 5 students, because I want those 5 students to come to the school in as much as I want you, the one person, to come. But if those 5 students are able to come, that's a profit to the school. But imagine me now giving 50,000 to just one person, and those other 5 people just have 10K and they're not able to come to the school. That's not very nice. So you want to make sure that the merit scholarships that you're applying for cover a lot of your total, the like majority of your total cost of attendance. And here you go. So total cost of attendance on campus, guys, is 82,890 plus. Do you understand me? So another thing is, as international students, health insurance is most times not included in your bill. So you want to make sure to look for it also. And this is $2,172 plus 82. So as an international student, you're looking at 85,000. So for Grinnell now, they're showing you just what is needed or required for both citizens and international students. Excuse me. So I'm gonna come over to Davidson University. I'm gonna go to tuition and fees, estimate your cost, and then I'm gonna come over to Bucknell. In Bucknell, I want to see, these are the deadlines for Bucknell, and just all of this information. So I want to read info about the financial aid. So I'm going to go to tuition and financial aid information. Another thing to understand is that some schools have deadlines for applications, for financial aid applications. Now, guys, the net price calculator that you see on a lot of schools are basically, they're just for citizens, right? So there are certain things that you would be asked on there that doesn't even, cover like for you as an international student. So I'm going to go over to financial aid, and I'm going to see cost of attendance, and then I'm also going to see applying for aid. Then I'm going to go to international students, and I'm going to read that up because I want to read the information there. For Bucknell, that to their total cost of attendance is, here we go, 80,000, and they're telling you that this is how much they give for need-based. So you want to look for merit-based scholarships that are about how much? 30K. So this school, they have generally just told you guys what they can offer you guys. But if you're able to get even more than 30K merit scholarships, please look for it. Okay. So now I'm going to do apply for aid because now I've seen exactly what they need. So a school, Davidson is saying this, that they're not need blind. If a school is need blind, that means that they do not factor in the fact that you cannot afford the school into your admission decision. So a school that is need aware, what they're going to do is that if they find out that after you submit your documents, if you cannot afford the school, that can give a negative light to your application. But even though they are need aware, if they do end up accepting you, they would cover your full cost, right? So that's something that you need to keep in mind for a lot of schools. That doesn't mean that you should now remove all the need aware schools on your list. No, just have to make sure that there are schools that you could get into. You can see here that it says they're not need blind, so they're need aware. But they do commit to meeting 100% of the calculated financial need for those that are admitted. So financial aid is limited and competitive. So you want to give them enough incentive to give you your remaining financial aid, right? International students seeking financial assistance must apply for aid at the time we're applying for admission and by the deadlines indicated. So for a lot of schools, what they do is that they have an admissions deadline and a financial aid deadline. If you're lucky, they're on the same day, which you kind of need to rush through. If they're not on the same day, I feel like that's better. That makes you where you're lucky, sha. Applications for financial assistance from international students submitted after admission to Davidson are not accepted. Nor will they be accepted for the duration of enrollment. So even after you enter Davidson, you cannot apply for more. So that's a lot of things that international students in a lot of schools forget or do not keep in mind. So let that be. I think I already said that. So required forms for all international students regarding financial aid and how to apply for it will be available in your portal after you submit your common app. So after you submit an application for admission in Davidson, then you're going to get like the documents that you need to fill out in your admissions portal. How do you get your admissions portal? Once you submit your application, you get congratulations. Thank you for applying to Davidson email. You get that email. And then within 24 to 48, and even some schools up to 72 or even up to a week, you will be sent login details to your application portal, whereby you can check for documents like this, check your application status, check your financial aid package, just check anything checkable on the portal. And so now I want to see what is the financial aid documents that you're asking for a Davidson. It says that you should use the CSS profile. Davidson does not provide fee waivers for the CSS profile. Do you understand that, guys? So it is $25 per school if you're going to be filling out the CSS profile in any school. Some schools have fee waivers, which you need to be very careful about, like I said, because some schools have you send an email to request for a fee waiver. Requesting for a fee waiver does not guarantee that you're going to get that CSS profile fee waiver. And if you're sending an email pretty close to the deadline for that CSS profile by the school, there might be glitches because the school might not respond to you on time. They might not grant the request for the fee waiver. While some schools will put the code right on there. I think Yale just has the code on there on their website. So this is the time for you guys to start exploring. I know that November 15 is already here. So you have 3 weeks before November 15. So you need to start checking all the schools and make sure that you're doing the right thing. If your family's financial contribution for your education will be less than 5,000 per year, you have access to an alternative form on your Davidson admission portal, in the sense that there's gonna be a form asking you how much would your parents contribute to your education, your EFC, expected family contributions. When I start saying EFC, don't be lost. If it's going to be less than 5,000 a year, that means if your parents can put only amounts that are less than $5,000 a year, that's when you will get the alternative form on your Davidson admission portal. If your family's contribution is going to be more than 5,000 a year towards your schooling, you have to submit the CSS profile. You have to pay the fee. Do you understand, guys? Do you understand? So you can see here that it says that international students, with the exception of international transfer applicants, are eligible for all of our scholarships, which you would now, this is also some programs, some schools have things called programs, but there are also scholarships like the STAN Scholars Program, the Alvarez Scholars Program, the Bonus Program. These are also ways for you to get the scholarships. So these scholarships on the school's website, some of them require an extra application, while some of them do not. The ones that do not, the school themselves will reach out to you and be like, you're eligible for it. Then you now compete for it with other students, which is why I don't really advise people. But if a school, let's say their total cost of attendance is 80K, like Bucknell, you get 30,000 merit scholarship. That I'm just saying that Bucknell might not have 30K to give to you guys. If they have something like the STAMP Scholars Program, that would probably be a backup for you. Alvarez, Bonus, like different schools have different names for different programs that you can actually check. Some of them have some programs are available for you, or you're eligible for them just because of your GPA. So don't just check, oh, the school is giving me 25,000. It doesn't meet up to 40% of what I 40 to 60% of my total cost of attendance. I'm not applying to this school. No, you have to also search for all these other scholarships available on the school's website. Guys, do you understand what I'm saying to you? And so that brings me to the end of Davidson. Now don't panic, because Davidson alternative form is pretty much straightforward, because most of the info that will be asked of you, I will be explaining it here also. So for a lot of schools, they always put for the year. So the year you are coming in, your total cost of attendance might not be on the website. So you use last year's own, because school fees increases in a lot of schools every year. So this is 84,000. You can see I calculated 84,000 with health insurance. Tuition increases a lot in a lot of schools. Secondly, so we're gonna do apply for financial aid. Jesus, H factor. Apply for financial aid, learn how. So like I was saying, for a lot of schools, what they do is some schools have a tuition lock or a cost lock. That means that the amount you pay in 100 level is the amount you're going to pay for the entire 4 years that you spend in that school, or 5 years, depending on whatever program you've chosen. But some do not have that, in the sense that your school fees would increase. So if you're fully funded, your school fees would increase to match that in some schools. Well, it might not increase, but even if it increase, it will not be like a huge sum of money. So schools have programs again to cover up that gap in case your school fees does increase. So by then you're already inside the school, you already have your advisor, financial aid, international advisor, and academic advisor to reach out to. After that, that's it. So let's go to international students. So we're going back to Grinnell now. And so I want to see the type of aid that Grinnell has. So I'm seeing here that Grinnell has merit scholarships, and their deadline to be considered for that is December 1st. Like, they're saying no separate application is needed. So if I want to apply for need-based financial aid, if I pick Grinnell as my ED1 school, I need to submit it by November 15, and they will let me know the package by late December, which would be like 20-ish of December. If it's ED2, my deadline is January 5th, and I get notified early February. Does that mean you cannot submit before? Please submit it before, guys. Submit it before the deadline. I highly recommend. Regular decision applicants is obviously January 15 for a lot of schools, and you get notified late March or early April. So how to apply for need-based financial aid. We are prospective international students. So it says here that you need the CSS profile, but I'm just going to click that because I want to read more info for like that they're requiring international students to, choose. This is their application deadline for financial aid. Depending on the admission round you choose, ED1, ED2, early decision, or regular decision. You can see that Grinnell doesn't have what's the word? Grinnell doesn't have early action. So you might want to keep that in mind. So this is where you're going to submit. You need to submit common application, and in the common app, under the questions, when you add Grinnell to your colleges, you should know what I mean by now if you've watched all those videos. I'm going to put the playlist in the description box again. Indicate your intent to apply for need-based financial aid. Then the CSS profile. So each school has a code. So this is Grinnell's code. They said that it becomes available October 1st. It is a fee is charged in every single school, guys, before they now give you a fee waiver. If they have fee waivers, it is automatically waived for some students. This is just info that we'll talk about when I do the CSS profile video. So submit required documents through IDOC, federal student aid, all of those things. So I'm now going to, so you see that all that info is basically what everybody's supposed to do. In most schools, international students always have JARA info. Just keep that in mind in most schools, but some schools use the same thing for international and domestic applicants. Domestic is basically US citizens, permanent resident, DASA, undocumented students. Grinnell College has a need-aware admission policy for international students. So one thing that I wanted to say to a lot of you on here is that if a school rejects you, if a school like Grinnell rejects you, not be rejected in Jesus' name, is mainly because of the financial aid. That doesn't mean that you're not a sound student. Obviously, sometimes schools will reject you simply because you're not a sound student according to their own standards, because you have schools that are rich, match, and safety. You don't know what that says, I'll try and link the video down below also explaining that, and is committed to meeting 100% of each admitted student. So now this includes international students, with a combination of grants and student employment. So one thing you need to keep in mind is that some schools will give you the need-based scholarship with a combination of grants and loans. Keep that in mind. The loans part, I don't really think a lot of schools give that to international students, but just keep it in mind so that you will not be caught unawares. So this college requires a clear and honest submission. I don't think they need to tell you guys this. Be honest. Do not lie, guys. So if you do not plan to apply for need-based financial aid, if you feel like my GPA is perfect and so my merit scholarship that I'm going to get is going to cover my total cost of attendance, there are schools like that, indicates that you do not need to apply for need-based. If you do not apply for financial aid for your first year, you cannot request it in your future yet. Grinnell will not consider applications for financial aid from international students after they are admitted to the college. So keep that in mind. I plan to apply for need-based. So they're asking you to submit the CSS profile. Keep in mind, 2024, 2025 is when we are coming in if you want to resume next year, August. Grinnell does not provide fee waivers for the CSS profile. Are you guys seeing what I'm saying? Like, some schools will put it there that there's fee waivers, but you need to email them. Some schools will put it there that there's fee waivers, this is the code. This is the code is the perfect way to do it because you can just copy the code at any point in time that you're done with your application. If you cannot complete the CSS profile, the international student application for financial assistance may be submitted instead. This is the ISAFA. Last year, Grinnell was using ISFA. So don't think that because I applied to the school last year, this is the same documents that they're using. This is the same process. No, guys, it changes in a lot of schools every single year. It's a PDF form. If you want to follow along with me on this series, any school that is using ISAFA, please go and download your ISAFA so that for a lot of people, what they did was that they started. Give me a minute, guys, because to remember why this is up here. So what they do is they do it along with me, which is totally fine, guys. So if you want to do it along with me, the first thing I'm obviously going to tackle is the ISAFA and the ISFA because they're basically they're very, very similar. So it is a PDF in every school. Upload the completed form to your Grinnell application portal. Do you understand? It's going to be created after you submit your common application. So if a school says their deadline is November 15, and the deadline to submit your financial aid is also November 15, you know that you have to submit your common app before November 15 so that you can get access to your common application portal and submit your financial aid application before November 15 also. You see what I'm telling you, people? Don't wait till November 15th. Guys, that's if that's the deadline for school. Just don't wait till deadline. Submit it and forget about it. And don't forget about submit it and start praying. Start praying so you can focus on prayer and fasting. We will not accept any forms via email attachment. So don't think you're going to send it via email. Some schools will tell you to send it via email. Some schools will tell you to upload it in your application portal. Some schools have a safe box, which is also online that they'll tell you to upload it to. Some schools will tell you to anyhow. Make sure you follow instructions, guys. Do not send other documents that are not required, including the certification of finances. They're not asking you. So submit to anything they don't ask you to submit, guys, do not submit it. So, some schools will be like, if there's any document you feel might help us in your review of your application, please submit it. Give those schools those documents. A school that specifically states that they do not want it, do not give them. Don't. Admitted students who have met their application deadline are notified of financial aid eligibility when they receive their admission decision. So don't play about it. So this is what the ISAFA looks like. You can see here that it says 2024, 2025. Please make sure to confirm that. Some schools will tell you to repeat. No, you're not repeating Jesus' name. Some schools will tell you to reuse last year's own, which will be 2023, 2024. On some schools' websites, you would still see the old one. So you can either email them asking for a new one, which some schools will send you the link to, while some of them will tell you to please use it. So if a school has the ISAFA or ISFA that is not on the website, that is not the correct year of your entry, please email the school about it. Do you understand? But don't go and email when I've not submitted the application because you're playing, okay? So you can see on here that this, I'm basically gonna fill like so this is fillable. If you have a laptop, you can fill this out yourself. Like the ISAFA is very easy, but in some schools it's not fillable. So another thing is some schools use this ISAFA. The good thing about ISAFA is that it doesn't have the name on the school on it. So if you're applying to 10 schools that use ISAFA, you can use the same thing. Obviously, you only change certain things like, does this one even have what Grinnell, not Grinnell, does it have what ISFA as? No, so you're basically not changing anything, to be honest. You're basically not changing anything. So if you're applying to, if all of your schools are using ISAFA, this is the only ISAFA you're going to be using, except but you still need to confirm. Don't assume. If a school says use 2023, 2024, obviously go and download 2023, 2024. If a school's If a school is like that and they're using 2023, 2024, and it is not fillable like this, please go and print it out. Number one. Number two, some people, they know how to use a PDF editor, which is free online. You can totally use that. You just search for PDF editor. You can use I love PDF. You can use Seja. Um, so you see, you can see that it's in purple because I've been using it. So you use it to edit and put in the info that is being asked of you. So you can see on here that it has section A to G. So guys, for some of you, you can obviously start filling out the things that are obvious, and anywhere you feel like, oh, I do not know the answer to this, videos will obviously be coming up on it. For section A, let me see if there's anything that I truly need to answer there. Section A, I'm just gonna answer number 9. So section A, section B is the main point where we're going to start our next video. Our ISAFA video. So this is a good time for it. This is a good time for you to go and start looking for all the schools that are using ISAFA. Okay, so if a school says something on the application portal, you basically apply for financial aid, and that's all with Grinnell, Bucknell University. Their deadline for ED1 is November 15, ED2 and RD January 15th. So you see that I clicked international students. So for international students, I calculated 84. For international students, it is 88. Keep that in mind. And this is also including books and some transportation costs. Like I said, some schools do not include transportation and books in your total cost of attendance, so it might differ. Keep that in mind. So you can see this here: international students financial aid application. You must submit the ISAFA. They're also asking you for a bank statement, and this is the type of bank statement that they want. The CSS profile is not required in Bucknell. You see, different schools, different requirements. Due to yearly increases in tuition and fees, we recommend that students increase the amount of family support by an estimated 3.5% of each for each year of study. This I will explain better when we're filling out the ISAFA, so that you guys know. So when you're filling out the ISAFA, most times you need to come back to the school's website and confirm what it is that they are requiring in each section. Even if you do not plan to apply for financial aid, like I said, my GPA is perfect, my merit scholarship covers it, still submit the financial certification document and still submit a bank statement. So if you're not applying for financial aid, you know that that bank statement should be showing the money that you're going to. So if you have a merit scholarship of 30K and you do not want, your family can afford the remaining 54, bank statement, yeah, it should be showing that 54 when you're submitting it. All right. And so this is the form also. Let me just show you guys. While that is loading, all financial documents should be submitted by either the portal or email. Admissions office now, not financial aid office as an international student. You see the things that you need to keep in mind by uploading them through your admissions portal. So if you upload it through your admissions portal, you have submitted to the admissions office, which is what they're asking you to do, or you're going to send them via email to appdocs@bucknell.edu. What do I recommend? Portal. Because if you send it by email, then you now have to send another email asking them, have you guys received it? If they say yes, you're not going to send another email. Have you guys started reviewing it? And you're not the only one submitting it. So that's going to take a very long time in some schools for them to respond to you. Guys, portal is best bet. But obviously they do not require you to use a portal, follow the instruction. But a school that gives you options, portal is the best bet because it's coming to you, is like showing, like the portal shows your entire file. But that is so far when you send it by email, they have to check it, then take it to the admissions office, and the admissions office now has to find your file and put it. And so sometimes some schools will say they've not received it 2 weeks after you submitted it, and they will tell you, please resend. When financial aid has like giving out to many people when you should have been part, don't play yourself. So if you're submitting a bank statement, this is what it's going to look like. So know what you're going to go and meet your bank for. They're basically asking for a letter. You see what they're asking for? Like, this is the only thing they want to see. Like, guys, keep in mind, they don't want to see 13 pages bank statements. Because I know So that's what I'm saying. If you need to go to the bank, know the country that you're coming from. You guys, I saw somebody's comments from Morocco. I was like, did I say that right? Oh God, I was just so excited. Like my heart just did beat. When I saw Morocco, I was like, what? How did my videos get here? And then when I was checking like the analytics stuff, that's how I saw Uzbekistan. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but I was just so shocked and happy. Let's wait for it to load. So we're trying to load Bucknell's ISAFA. We want to see the difference. We want to see what is going on. And if it's the same thing. So for those of you that have Grinnell and Bucknell on your list, you're basically submitting, you are basically doing it once. And that's all. So you can see that for Bucknell, they brought you to the ISAFA's website themselves. And so you can just click on that. So that's how Bucknell wants to do it. Right? That's how Bucknell wants to do it. I just pray every single thing I was showing showed, because it will pay me if it did not show. But guys, while that is loading, that will bring me to the end of this video. After that shows. Ooh. While that is loading, I'm so sorry guys. I don't know what's wrong with it. You see how Grinnell did not stress me. Guys, it's the same thing. So if you have Bucknell and Grinnell on your list, carry, go. You're only gonna do the ISAFA once, and let's see if their own is fillable. It's fillable. You can see here that they have also asked you guys, do this, do this, do this. So if you're filling it directly, just know that you cannot close. If you close it, it's not going to save, right? So you want to do it on a day whereby you can finish it in one sitting, or if it's your own personal device, you can just minimize. But if you have siblings that know come and use that device and they will close it, just keep that in mind. So you can print it for those of you that are able to do so. All right. So I hope that was helpful. See you guys in my next video. Stay tuned, subscribe, turn on your post notification. I love you guys. Bye.